Hello students, today we are starting next chapter AC circuits. AC means alternating current. Alternating current means, see this diagram, this is the graph of omega t versus current or EMF. This is a sine curve. Alternating current is the sinusoidal curve. It is a sine curve. So using this graph we can say that the alternating current is the current whose magnitude changes continuously and whose direction reverses periodically. It is a sine curve. We will discuss later on how this graph comes or what is concept behind it. First we will see how this current, alternating current, generates and where it generates. Alternating current generates in the electric power plants, hydral or atomic power plant or the thermal power plant. The concept is same. There is a huge generators are situated, they are placed in a electric power plant, and turbine is also placed over there. The turbine rotates by means of either steam or atomic energy or by means of potential energy of water. So turbine rotates. The shaft is connected to the turbine, so shaft is also rotated, which is placed in a uniform magnetic field. So this mechanical energy, because of the rotation of this shaft, the magnetic field changes, that is the flux changes. So the induced EMF is developed or EMF is developed around it. Right? I am explaining once again. As the shaft rotates, so magnetic field changes, so flux will induce around it. Right? So the mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. Because of the rotation of this turbine, the induced EMF is developed around the coil, and this induced EMF is based upon the principle of first law of electromagnetic induction. That is what? That is, whenever there is a change in a magnetic field associated in a coil, an EMF is induced in the coil. So very huge induced EMF is developed around it, around 11 kilovolt, and this EMF, for the transmission of this voltage up to our home or the industrial area for the convenience purpose or the safety purpose, this EMF around 11 kilovolt, this EMF is again raised up using the transformers. This type of transformer that you know, when the voltage is to be raised, they are known as the step up transformer. So the voltage is raised, and from this transmitting wires, the electricity of very high voltage come across or nearby of our home, and again the transformers are placed where this very high voltage is to be reduced to again 11 kilovolt. Now this 11 kilovolt, this type of voltage, AC voltage, is directly supplied to the industrial area, and again this 11 kilovolt is reduced by the step down transformer, and it reaches around 430 volt, and again it reduces by step down transformer, and up to our home it reaches around 230 volt and 50 hertz frequency. Right? So in our home we are using electricity which is alternating current and which having the voltage around 230 volt and frequency is 50 hertz. Now this electricity comes into our home, and which appliances we are using directly using alternating current? We are using refrigerator or heater, cooler, washing machine. All these appliances, they are directly run by the alternating current. But there are still some electrical appliances like television or inverter, television or computer, or you can say transistor, etc. They are running by the direct current. Direct current is used over here. So how to convert this alternating current which is coming up to our home into the direct current? By using inbuilt circuits are there in this type of equipment, and one of the component is known as the rectifier. So rectifier is inbuilt in that type of equipment, and AC converted into DC, that is alternating converted into DC by means of the rectifiers. Okay, so these instruments, these appliances will be can run by the direct current. And also direct current we can use in our physics laboratory also. You have done Ohm's law experiment. So in Ohm's law experiment we require constant voltage. So power supplies are means we use in the laboratory power supply to get the constant voltage. So in the power supply, which type of equipment must be there to convert AC into DC? Once again, the rectifier. Rectifier is there to convert AC into DC, and also step down transformer is also there to convert the voltage of 240 volt to around 5 to 6 volt. So this is usually, or in the generally, electricity is the alternating current, and wherever it is required the direct current we convert by using the rectifiers. So this is how the electricity transmitted up to our home or up to the industrial areas. Okay. Now we will see this, why this is the alternating current, what is the reason behind it, how the EMF is induced, what is the flux, and everything that we will see, and how it is the sine curve. Now see, to understand this graph, we will understand first the simple experiment or the simple concept, as you understand so many times previously in the chapter of electromagnetic induction. If this is the uniform magnetic field B, okay, and if the coil is placed, one coil is placed over here, or it has a number of turns N, right? Now if this coil rotates through an angle theta, so this type of position will be there if it rotates in a magnetic field through the angle theta or omega t, then what will happen? It is placed in a uniform magnetic field, no flux will be generated. But as soon as if we rotate this coil, through the angle omega t, the flux will change, so EMF will induce. This is the first law of electromagnetic induction. So this, how much flux will be generated over here? We'll rub this diagram. So flux generated when the coil rotates through the angle omega t, this flux is phi. This is N is the number of turns, N times of A is the area of the coil, B is the magnetic field, and it is equal to cos of omega t, NAB cos omega t. This much amount of flux will generated when the coil is rotated through the angle omega t in a uniform magnetic field. Now differentiate this, d phi by dt is equal to d by dt of NAB cos omega t. Now differentiation of this, NAB are the constant quantities, number of turns, area and magnetic field. Differentiation of cos omega t is minus sin omega t. So minus sign will be there. Omega is constant, which is called the angular frequency. It will write omega is outside, omega sin omega t. So minus NAB omega sin omega t is the differentiation, is equal to d phi by dt. Now E is equal to, using the second law of electromagnetic induction, what is E? E is equal to, or the using Lenz's law, E is equal to minus d phi by dt. That is the Lenz's law. Okay, understood? So substituting this, so this minus will be plus, it will be NAB omega sin omega t. This is E. Now see this thing, NAB omega Omega is the angular frequency. All these four quantities are constant, and it will replace by the symbol E0. E is equal to E0 sine of omega t. This is very important relation between E and E0. So this relation E equals to E0 sine omega t, it tells us that what is E? E is the induced EMF in a time t, or effective EMF in a time t. What is E0? E0 is the peak value or the maximum value of the EMF, because as I told, the EMF or current changes, magnitude changes. So E0 is the maximum value, that is called the peak value. It is called peak value, peak, that is maximum value of EMS. What is E? E is the instantaneous EMF. Instantaneous EMF or alternating current. Or alternating current. If you are not observing this, you can write it. Instantaneous EMF or alternating current. So this is the equation for the alternating current. See, this is the induced EMF and this is the maximum EMF. We can write this equation for current also, because current and EMF, they are the same quantity, because EMF is induced, so current will be produced, right? So same equation you can write for current also. I is equal to I0 sine omega t. Now this is the different thing. You will see in next few articles that current and EMF, they are not necessarily in a phase. The phase difference may be there, which depend upon which component is connected across the AC. But for general purpose, we can consider that EMF and current, they are shown by this equation. E is equal to E0 sine omega t, I is equal to I0 sine omega t. So this instantaneous EMF or instantaneous current, it depends upon sine omega t. So this sine omega t changes with the angle omega t, right? Maximum value of sine omega t is +1 and minimum value is -1. That's why the alternating current or EMF, it is a sinusoidal in nature, right? So what is maximum value here? You can show by diagram. Maximum value, this is the peak value of EMF or current. If this is the graph for current, so this is I0 and this is the value in opposite direction, -I0. If this graph is drawn for the EMF, so this is the maximum EMF and this is the maximum EMF in negative direction. So this is alternating current, sinusoidal in nature. Now again, try to understand this graph. This is one complete cycle. One positive part, convex part, and one negative part, that is concave part. It gives the one wave, right? So for one wave, here if you are writing its phase values, this is 0, here it reaches, it is 180 degree, that is pi, and here at 2 pi phase difference, the wave completes one oscillation, right? Having one positive value and one negative value. So value of the alternating current or alternating voltage around one cycle is always equal to 0, right? Because this wave propagating in forward direction, so every time when you are getting one wave completes, its value is equal to 0, right? Now frequency is 50 Hertz, it means this wave vibrates 50 times in a second. If it vibrates 50 times in a second, it means that it changes direction 100 times in a second. 1/100 times in a second, the direction is changing. So time is 1/100 सेकंदाचा 100वा भाग, तेवढा ह्याच्यात त्याची डायरेक्शन बदलत राहते. So rapidly the direction is changing. So this is sine curve and we are getting voltage around 230 volt at our home and 50 Hertz frequency. Understand? So this is about introductory part, sine wave generation. So which new words you listen, I think first time? Generation means where the electricity generates in power plant. Why it is called the generation? Because huge generators are situated over there. How the AC converts into DC? By means of the rectifiers. You will understand, or you will learn some topics based on rectifiers in next chapters. And the transformer, step up and step down transformer. Okay, so this is about introductory part. Now this is the next topic. We have to find out average or mean value of AC. Now as I told, this is the sine curve. Over one cycle, the value of alternating current or voltage is 0. So it is impossible to find out the value, average value of the alternating current or voltage for one complete cycle. So for that, we have to find out average value of alternating current over a half cycle. Right? We are supposed to write over here average value of alternating current over a half cycle we will find out. So for that, we will start with the basic equation. E is equal to E0 sine theta. Theta is omega t. But for the mathematical part, instead of omega t, we are writing theta. So we will find out average value of sine theta because E0 is constant. So for average value of sine theta, this is integration of 0 to pi, because we are considering half of the cycle only, because integration of 0 to pi sine theta d theta divided by integration of 0 to pi d theta. How this comes? Because if you have to find out the mean of these numbers, so what you will do? You have to add these numbers and you have to divide it by the how many numbers are there, 1, 2 and 3. So same mean we are taking over here. This is the sine curve and we are taking integration for half of the part. So the limit is 0 to pi, and for which quantity it depends? It depends upon the sine theta. So sine theta d theta. So all sine thetas to be added up to 0 to pi and divided by the number of terms, that is 0 to pi d theta. Right? Simple way, algebraical way of the average, of taking the average. So solve this integration. This is integration of sine theta is minus cos theta. Limits are there 0 to pi, and integration of d theta is theta. Limits are 0 to pi. Now see this. This is cos theta. You have to substitute upper limit minus lower limit. So if you substitute over here, it will be cos pi is minus 1. So minus sign I am writing outside. This is minus 1 and minus of cos 0. Cos 0 is 1. So this is minus 1 divided by, this limit is theta. Instead of theta you will keep upper limit, pi minus 0 is pi. So this is 1 minus 2 outside the bracket minus, so this will be plus 2 upon pi. So 2 upon value of pi is 3.142. If you solve this, so average value of sine theta comes out 0.637. Substitute this value in this equation. So E average is coming E0 times of 0.637. That is E average is equal to 0.637 times of E0. Similarly, if this graph is plotted for the current, same result you will obtain, and I average is equal to 0.63 times of I0. What is I0? Is the peak value of the current. What is E0? Is the peak value of the voltage. What is the peak value? It is the sine curve. So the maximum value of the current or voltage is called its peak value. So this is average value and of EMF and average value of current. Okay. Now in next lecture we will see what you mean by the root mean square value of the alternating current. Thank you.